The following TGC program may not be rebroadcast or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Government Channel 5 or the City of Athens. This is Spotlight.
Hi, and thanks for tuning into Spotlight. I'm Jessica Goddard. The new Athens Community Center is set to open its doors this August. I'm joined by Director of Parks and Recreation, Kevin Swartzoff, who has more. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, nice to be here.
First of all, let's touch on the background for the new center. This has been a plan in the works for a couple years now. Take us back to the very beginning.
Yeah, what happened initially was my Park Advisory Board did a needs assessment back in 1991. And out of that assessment, the highest priority that we came up with was the need for a new community center. Our existing center is an old airplane hangar, about 3,000 square feet, has provided the good recreation facility for about 7-8 years. So we decided at that time we needed to build a new center, so we put a levy up to be voted on. That didn't happen until 1996.
So in your opinion, did Athens residents voice a need for a new center?
We did a couple surveys after our needs assessment. We actually did some surveys in the community, some civic groups. We went and spoke to them. And out of those surveys, we did feel that there was a need for the citizens, that a recreation center was needed in the city.
I see. Now you mentioned the tax levy that passed in 1996, which generates funding for city recreation. So how does that fund the new center?
Okay, what there was there's two tax issues on the ballot in 96. They're both income tax issues. One is a permanent issue of 50 cents per $1,000 of income that is on for operating a new recreation center. We also had a building levy on that was $1 per 1,000 of income. It's going to last for 20 years, so it'll expire in the year 2009, and that's what will be used to pay for the center.
And what is the estimated cost for the finished product?
The estimated cost right now is $6.1 million, and that includes all the building pad and the actual construction of the recreation center.
Okay. So at what stage is the center at present?
We've been building now for about 3 months, so we're about 25% complete. As long as we can stay on the schedule that we're on now, we should be done by hopefully next August.
And what is the tentative schedule?
Tentative schedule for opening is August 15th. We would like to be probably 90% complete by maybe early next summer so we can start moving in equipment and getting the center ready for opening, a grand opening in mid-August.
Okay. So walk me through what will happen in the coming months. With winter approaching, are you going to have to make any adjustments as far as construction?
What they're doing now is they're putting up the steel. Once they get portions of the steel, they'll start putting up the actual block. They may have to winterize parts of the building as they're working. A lot of it depends on what kind of winter we have, if it's an extreme winter or a mild winter. But we do plan on working throughout the winter and don't see any interruptions of construction during the winter time.
We'll now go to a report from TGC reporter Gina Long, who gives us an in-depth look at how athletic programs will change once the center opens.
Staying active on a cool summer's day usually isn't too hard, but those rainy days or bitter cold winters make having a fun game with friends a bit more of an obstacle. The new recreation center will be a place for all ages to be active despite the weather. Jeff Fiala is Assistant Director of Parks and Recreations in Athens. He says the center will be quite a change from what the city currently offers.
Well, right now we are using school facilities, elementary schools, middle school, high school for our leagues, basketball, volleyball, and we can't offer indoor soccer right now. With this new building, we'll be able to offer it all at once in one place.
Many people planning to join the new center say it's a good investment for the city.
Well, I think it's pretty good, especially for Athens, because there's nothing to do right here. All you got is a bike path, and that's it. Right for the bike path, there'd be nothing else here.
Fiala says the center will make activities more available to the public and be a central location keeping city athletics under one roof.
When the center opens, we'll have 2 high school size maple wood floored basketball courts, an elevated track. There's going to be a weight room, fitness room, an aerobics karate room, as well as locker rooms to go along with it.
As you can see, the center is still in the early stages of construction, but by next summer, this East State Street location will be the site for most of Athens' indoor activities. Fiala says the center will house the usual recreation leagues and be home to several new ones. He says the added space will lead to a better age range. Right now, city athletics are limited to ages 8 through 15. Some new activities in the works include adult basketball and volleyball leagues. Officials say they expect 25 to 30% of the city's population to become full-time members, but the cost to join and the cost of organized leagues is still under consideration. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Gina Long.
Spotlight will return in a moment.
Help wanted. Immediate openings available. For the most important jobs in America, helping the organizations that help children. Whatever you can do, in whatever time you have, you can make a difference. To learn how you can help in your community, reach us at this web address and number. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
What would you do if you had to choose between the buffalo and the giraffes, between a flower or an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a 1,000,000-year-old beach? Between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Would you make the right choice? Would there be a right choice? Now there's a way to help. Not just one, but all these things. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with. Ask your employer about workplace giving.
Crackhead, drug dealer, street hustler, gang member. All kicked out of the community with the help of kids
like me.
Me.
Us.
You can make a difference. We have the power to help prevent crime. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out what you can do in your community.
It's time we're judged by
What we do.
not how we look.
We're back, and I'm joined by Kevin Schwartzoff, who's giving us more information about the construction of the new Athens Community Center. Kevin, the new site is just across from the old one. Have you had to make any special adjustments to accommodate the construction?
We've had to do a few things in our parking lot for safety reasons because we are currently still doing programs in the old center. So we're having to do some traffic circulation things, but overall, the new center hasn't stopped programming in our existing center.
Okay. Give me an example. I understand maybe children get dropped off there. Are there any safety concerns?
We have before school and after school programs that both have bus transportation provided either by the city school system or by Laidlaw Transportation. We just make sure during those days if there's anything going on in the park that we let the construction people know, maybe put up safety fence. So we're taking precautions to make sure nothing happens.
And on that note, let's go to a report from TGC reporter Lindsay Whipp, who gives us a glimpse at how children's programs will change once the center opens.
The City of Athens is in the process of constructing a new recreation center due for completion in July or August of 2000. The new facility will include a gymnasium, a weight and fitness center, an aerobic and karate room, multi-purpose rooms, a daycare center, and a senior citizens center. Children's programming will receive one of the biggest benefits, however.
Right now, we just have one room for the children's daycare programs, and it'll be nice that we'll have 2 rooms when the building opens up. And also, we'll be able to use the gymnasiums, the multi-purpose room. We'll have our own separate playground, and right now we're just using the park area as our playground. We'll have separate space for the children.
Right now, the 4 programs available to children include a before-school and after-school program, as well as Kids Circle for preschoolers and Wee Wigglers for toddlers.
I think once the new building opens up, we're going to have a lot of different programs that are offered. Right now, it's basically from 18 months to 12-year-olds. And I see that expanding a lot, especially with the Senior Citizen Center that will be right across the hall from our program or our department. We will have anything from a grandparents' day where you bring your grandparents in to a movie night with families getting together to come to the rec center, from different types of clinics, babysitting clinics to health clinics to fairs to art projects. So it's going to be a lot of all ages combined together to come in and do different programs.
Reactions from the Athens community seem to be positive so far. The children are also looking forward to the bigger facility and new programs as well. Reporting for Spotlight, I'm Lindsay Witt.
Spotlight will return after these messages.
Less crime is no accident. Programs like mentoring, job training, counseling, along with after-school activities are keeping kids away from crime and crime away from kids. Look around. You'll see that kids involved in these kinds of programs are kids who are staying out of trouble. It takes you and programs that work. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and we'll send you a free booklet. Call now and help take a bite out of crime.
Excuse me. I'm in love. Hey, kid. My friend wants to know if that girl will go out with him. Pass it down.
Hey, Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this loner.
The young man wants to know if the girl over there is a donor.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
My hero? Isaiah Thomas. Kevin Costner. Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined by Kevin Schwartzoff, Director of Parks and Recreation, who has more details on the construction of the new community center. So Kevin, I think the question everybody wants to know is, what are some of the new activities and programs that residents will be able to participate in once the new center is constructed?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest changes that we're going to have in the community center is that we're also going to have an area for senior citizens. Our current programs are primarily for youth and preschool age. We do have some adult activities outside. With our new facility, we'll be able to offer senior activities such as crafts, exercise, dancercise, things like that. And also those same type of programs we'll be able to do for adults. We have a crafts room, we have a fitness room, we have an aerobics room, we have 2 gymnasiums. So all those rooms will be usable for all different age groups. but especially the older people in Athens, which right now we don't really offer too much for. We also are going to have 2 daycare rooms, one for preschool children and one for school-age children. We do a lot of daycare now, but this will enable us to have actually special rooms just for those kids. We have a 4,000 square foot multi-purpose room that we'll use every day for nutrition programs for seniors, but also we'll be able to use that room for public meetings. The community will be able to rent that room for banquets or wedding receptions, special events. It's got a catering kitchen attached to that. On the more active side of the building, we have, like I had mentioned, we have an aerobics room with a suspended floor, which is a cushion type floor. We also have a fitness center. We have 1,500 square feet set aside for aerobic activity, 1,000 for type like Nautilus or Cybex machines, and a 500-foot area for just regular free weights. We have our 2 gymnasiums, which will be able to play volleyball, soccer, basketball, badminton, or any other indoor activity. We also could even have small conventions in there because we have a large opening to get in and out of there. It's a big garage opening. And above all of that, we have a suspended 3-lane track that can be used for walking or jogging. We're hoping to see a lot of seniors probably during the daytime, in the evening, probably older people using that facility.
So what will be the total size of the new facility?
The total size is 48,000 square feet. About 42,000 is actually programmable space. The other 6,000 is for circulation, offices, restrooms, things like that.
So quite an increase in size compared to the current facility.
Yeah, our current facility is around 3,000 square feet, so we're more than 12 times, 13 times the size in actual programmable space. The other advantage this building is going to allow us to do is more than one activity at a time. If we have an activity in the current rec center, that's all you do. If it's a preschool program, that's all you have in the building is a preschool program. Or if it's a daycare, we just have daycare only. This building, we may have 7 or 8 different activities going on. There may be a crafts program, there may be a craft show, possibly an art show. We could have basketball leagues going on. People using the fitness center, seniors could be in their area, people using the track, maybe a rental in the multi-purpose room. So we may have as many as 7 or 8 activities going on at one time as opposed to just one activity.
So with all these activities going on at the same time, will there be addition of more personnel working in city recreation?
Yeah, currently we're looking at hiring probably 3 or 4 more program type positions. Along with that, we'll have some support personnel such as cashiers and custodial help. Then also will depend a lot on some part-time, which we do currently. We have a lot of part-time people. We will still continue to do that, but it will mean an increase in personnel for the department.
Kevin touched on the addition of senior citizen programs in Athens City Recreation, and TGC reporter Nadia Bashir has more on that.
The Silver Spurs line dancers have a new reason to cheer. They'll have a larger space to practice in once the Athens Senior Center moves to the new community center. It's just one of the many activities that you can expect to see expand.
Basically speaking, services will increase because there'll be more access. And so, for instance, the things we do like low-impact aerobics and line dancing, range of motion exercises will continue and expand. There is going to be an elevated walking track at the new facility. We have a walking program ready to go, but it just had no place to really do it, and so that will be available.
The center will also be able to host more people for its health clinics. In the past, only a limited number of people could attend because there wasn't enough space. Larger meeting rooms at the new facility will solve that problem. Having enough space has always been a problem for the center. Right now, the existing 17 parking spots just aren't enough. But after the move, that won't be a problem. There will even be a door located right off the parking lot for closer access to the building.
It's a dilemma that we've always had, never having a big enough space to provide so that anyone that wanted to come could come. And now we're going to have those kind of opportunities.
With the expansion of the senior center, there will be more opportunities to interact with kids. In the past, ASC has worked with kids from Head Start and local preschools, but kids will already be at the new community center involved in children's programs, so seniors won't have to go very far.
The most important thing we do is provide a place for seniors to come and learn, interact with other people, to be involved, and to socialize. The one word I would use overall would be exciting. I think it's exciting.
Spotlight will return after these messages.
Save a place for me. Save a space for me. In your heart. In your heart.
Every year, the United Negro College Fund helps thousands of students go to college. But for everyone we help, there's one we can't. Please support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
I'm made of skin and bones.
I'm made of muscle.
Eyes, nose,
My imagination.
forgiveness.
All I think and all I feel.
I'm made of skin and bones.
What's inside me? Love.
Honesty and truth.
I give you love and hope.
We are made of many things. Every piece is special. Please help prevent child abuse.
I am strong.
Powerful.
So what are you made of?
What would you do if you had to choose between the buffalo and the giraffes? Between a flower or an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a million-year-old beach? Between drinking clean water or breathing clean air? Would you make the right choice? Would there be a right choice? Now there's a way to help. Not just one, but all these things. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with. Ask your employer about workplace giving.
Crackhead, drug dealer, street hustler, gang member. All kicked out of the community with the help of kids
Like me.
Me.
Us.
You can make a difference. We have the power to help prevent crime. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out what you can do in your community.
It's time we're judged by
What we do.
not how we look.
Thanks for staying with us. Beyond the construction of the new community center, there are other changes going on in city recreation, and Kevin has more on some of those changes. Kevin, I understand there are some other big changes going on in the city.
Yes, there's some other facility improvements that we're currently doing. One is we're building a new outdoor restroom facility at East State Street Park. We're doing that with a grant from NatureWorks and also with the City of Athens. Along with that, we're also building a new volleyball court, a sand court. At that point, we'll have 2 outdoor volleyball courts. They'll both be lit. In addition to that, we're also building 4 new tennis courts, and these are all taking place at East State Street Park. The tennis courts are being built with a grant from the Oblenis Foundation and also NatureWorks and along with the City of Athens. We have in place currently a grant to build a playground at East State Street Park, but that won't be done probably until late next spring in conjunction with the community center. It's a preschool playground. We're hoping sometime probably mid next summer to put in a school-age playground too, and that also will be at East State Street Park. And those will both have funding from the NatureWorks program.
So a lot of big changes going on in city recreation.
Yes, and most of the changes that are occurring at East State Street Park But that really is a park that, with the new community center and the city pool and our tennis courts and basketball courts and shelter house in that park, really needed some support facility improvements, and we're finally getting those.
Finally, I would like to talk more about involvement from the residents. Do you anticipate that you're going to see a big boom in people becoming involved in city recreation?
Yes, I think what we're going to see is we're going to have probably, hopefully, more family involvement from preschool up through senior citizens. Like I mentioned earlier, our programs are primarily school-age children now with some adult programming. What I envision is possibly, a child coming in for a preschool program, his or her parent being there, maybe working out in the Cybex room, and maybe those people's parents will be in taking a craft class or a dance class. So we really feel we'll have a lot of intergenerational programming where we'll have entire families at the center at one time, where now you may be doing that in the city, but you may have your child out at one of the school gyms where we have basketball. The parent may be taking aerobics at our current center, and the senior may be down at the senior center taking a class. But this will enable everybody to go to the same place. It's kind of a one-place shop, and we're real excited about that being able to be done under one roof.
Nice vision for city recreation.
Yes, it's very nice.
Okay. Kevin Schwartzoff, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
For more information on some of those new programs and activities, you can contact the Recreation Department at 592-3325. I'm Jessica Goddard. Thanks for tuning in to Spotlight.
For everyone at Spotlight, I'm Dennis Cometti. Good night.